How does your university look at this?
Okay, the problem of the sustainability is fundamental for the university, but is fundamental also for all of us. And we have to consider that we was bad people in the past years because we have just not take attention to the care of our planet. The problem is that our not goodness, our not our negligence versus the planet was really a big problem that can be viewed as a way in which we just have to grow out our child.
Okay.
So my idea of artificial intelligence is a strange idea because if we have to consider that I am not a computer science scientist, but I am an electrical science scientist. So my point of view is energetic and the influence of artificial intelligence in the management of energy. So the idea is artificial intelligence is not just a robot, like many times when we look at movies, we imagine that artificial intelligence are robots, but no, it's not true. Artificial intelligence are systems that need to be grow and need to be learn our behavior. So if you have a child and you give good information, good knowledge about the use of the planet, about the environment, the development, it will be a good child. Mm-hmm. The same thing can be done for artificial intelligence system. So, what is the contribution that artificial intelligence system can give us for the climate change? First, we need to learn to artificial intelligence to be a good system. And to do this, we have just to define what are the good behavior for the planet. For example, when we have a child and go, we just tell him if if you go away from a room, you have to turn off the light. Okay, it's very simple. But many times when we go out a room, we leave the light on. And this is bad for the planet. The artificial intelligence can act in our home by design to turn off the light if there is no people in that room. But this is a behavior that we have to suggest it. So we have not to imagine that we have to create a monster that controls our life, that decide what to do. But we need to give an instrument to the human people to remind him that there are some behaviors that are useful for the planet. This is, in my idea, the role of artificial intelligence. And this can be done very easy if we just understand that the correct behavior, the good behavior are the behavior for the planet, for the life.
Okay.
Okay, just to involve my
you're doing great. Go ahead. I'm very interested.
But to understand,
you're the scientist.
Oh yeah, no, but to understand what we can do with artificial intelligence. When less than a year ago, Alex came to us and give us a question. But it's possible that we can create a system that is able to crack the code that is the code of creation of an artist, in this case, Danilo Rea, that we just waiting for his performance with Alex. And what is cracking? Cracking is just to understand the behavior of the artist. But he's a good artist, so is to create a good system to create good musician. The same idea is to create a system that emulate a good person in our idea. In this case, we have just create really this system. I am one of the technicians that realize.
I would call them
no,
geniuses.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, well, let me ask a question because
Yes.
I know that maybe Alex might talk a little bit more about what we are about to hear, and you're talking about the science. We're assuming that people even make the connection between AI and sustainability and sustainable development.
Yeah.
Tell us where that thinking is right now before, so that we can better understand why what you're doing is so genius, right?
No.
Thanks.
No pressure.
You haven't seen it yet, so.
No.
We've been setting up the tone.
Today, the research is to develop. We are involving with the research center in Italy, Enea. That is very important center for energy, and we are very interested in developing the idea of smart cities, or smart home, or smart system. That is intelligent system that are able to manage the energy inside the buildings. So this is a question. I've told that I am an electrical engineer, so for me it's very simple to speak about electrical system. But the electrical system is very important for the management of energy and for the generation of the right energy to be used. Because we have to follow that, follow the idea that the system is not sustainable if we don't make the right choice. So there is just a problem that I ever remember, because if we neglect that all the system consume energy, also artificial intelligence system consume energy, we neglect the possibility to have a good system for the planet. So we have to make the right choice, that is to prefer some solution to other, that are the solutions that are the sustainability of the energy production and energy consumption. So this is my idea about the problem, but
so
no.
We've had the engineer's perspective. How does the artist get involved?
The artist gets involved when you see what's going on in the planet. You don't need to be a scientist to see the effects of what we are doing, the impact of our behavior. So I have a little daughter, so I'm very concerned about the future of the planet. And I really believe, as Antonio was saying, there cannot be a smart city full of stupid men. So in order to live in a smart city, you have to fill it with smart men and women. So there cannot be, on the other side, there cannot be a smart humanity going toward the future with artificial stupidity. We need something that helps us to get somewhere else, somewhere beyond where we are now. And that's when we came up with the idea of the performance, to show our point of view, which is technology is a great, super powerful tool that can lead us where we cannot go without. It has to be driven in a good way, but it is the only way to get where we cannot get alone. And so this is the balance we want to propose, the point of equilibrium where man and machine together go very well toward a brilliant future, not toward a planet that is wasting. So when we came up with this new tool, which is called Amy, which is the artificial musical intelligence, it is exactly what we have done. Danilo Rea plays the piano and improvises all the time, and the artificial intelligence cracks the code of a good human behavior, of one of the best human behavior possible, meaning creating harmony through music. And it delivers to me every possible path that follows the harmony that Danilo creates. So imagine this applied to life. An artificial intelligence cracking the good behaviors of the people, the harmony that people must create, and delivering infinite possibilities to follow those paths. That's where we want to go. That's our future, and that's what we're going to display and show in our Cracking Danilo Rea performance, hoping that it's going to get to the
Well,
point.
we have a couple more minutes before you do that. Yes, do give them a round of applause. It's pretty cool. But how does one start to think about their relationship, particularly as we've been talking all day about future generations? The conversation about AI and future generations is that AI will replace you, right? That young people have no jobs to go to because those jobs will be done by machines. Coming at this from a creative perspective, has that given you a new sense of, you've invented your own machine, you've got Amy now. Has that given you a new sense of what AI does and how that can live symbiotically with people?
Of course, we are very proud of Amy, like another daughter, and this has given us the power to create it in a different, of course, to a different level, because what you're gonna hear and see through the video projection is something that it just didn't exist before. Whether you might like it or not, this is just up to you, but it didn't exist, and this for us is a good point to reach and to make a statement. What artificial intelligence has taught us in this case scenario is that man is not going to be replaced. Man needs to do what is important for man, which is giving the creativity, giving the heart, the sweat, the blood, the tears, the joy, the crying, the love, everything that we are so peculiar and so unbeatable by any machine. And machine has to do the dirty job. And it gets it done much better than us. So that's a genius win-win combination. Jesus, it's right there. It's clear in front of our eyes.
Would you agree from a science perspective?
Yes, yeah, I agree, because my idea is that when you told that young people, are without works, but we have to understand that the future is not just the work of our past. So the idea that we have an instrument that is able to suggest also what are the way that we have to follow to also to have a new idea for the science, new idea for the culture, new idea for the knowledge. It's very important, because one of the points that make our planet like it does is that the culture was not considered a focal point, an important point for the life of people. But this is the point. It's not it's a bad to tell this, but we in the last decades we have governed by economy, but economy is not culture. We need to return to culture, to knowledge, for exchange, the idea with the people, and for development. An instrument that is very simple, that can be inside a very stupid system like a smartphone, that the word smart is a wrong word for the smartphone. This is not for culture, but we can transform the instrument for culture, and if we make this, we are able to transform also create also new works, new point of view for the young people. That is very important, because we have to leave the idea that we are in a system that is not able to create, is able to do nothing, the people is annoying. This is not the right things.
I think this answers the question the young man asked before about where is there space in this discussion for non-scientific people, is that actually there is space, because actually what we think and see and know is shared through culture rather than through science, right? That's the cohesion, the glue. Now, Alex, you were telling us yesterday that when you had the idea, you wrote to several universities and not all wrote back. Tell us what some of the response you got was from the academic community.
It's really hard to make a point when you're not a scientist, but I think it's the team that we built shows that there is a vision, and if vision is supported by technology and knowledge, that vision can become reality and can become future. So when I had this vision and I said, okay, is this science fiction or can this be the near future of electronic music? And I wrote to a few universities. Most of them didn't even answer. That's how they take in consideration.
That was their opinion. That was their answer.
Yes.
Zero answer.
And others said it was a total waste of time. Others said it was impossible. And this fine young man with his two colleagues, Francesco Riganti and Alessandro Salvini, just decided to give it a try. And they made it. And they made it really, really well. And for the first time, we have something that no one else has in the world. And it's been done in Rome, in Italy, by people meeting other people. It was just, not economy-driven, not budget-driven. It was just sweat, heart, and joy. And
to follow a dream.
Yes. And that's what we do. That's what we're here for.
Well, my last question to you both is, does this way of creating music change the way we listen to it? When people come back, should they listen in a way they've never listened before? How does the effect of having this third person, Amy, as part of the musical system, a part of the orchestra, if you like, change how we listen to music?
The important thing is that we have what is it's difficult because you will hear the system and have your idea in the following time, but just in half an hour. But my impression is that when we make list and the artificial intelligence, which clearly accompany artists and no bad song musician like me, is that there is many people that listen and then can I try, we want to be part of this project, be part of this experience, and this is very is wonderful because it's like a sensation that there is a way to transmit culture by means of an instrument that is like a new musical instrument that the people want to try. And it's very, very nice.
And your final thoughts?
I think he has covered really well the way we think. My wish is that whenever we jump on stage, and we never know what's going on because it's all improvised. Everything you're going to see, it's completely improvised, the music and the videos. We are taken into another place, and that's what art is supposed to do. That's what music is supposed to do, give you those kind of sensations that nothing else can give you. And whether you want to call that place your heart, you want to call that place the future, you want to call that place joy or sadness, it's somewhere beyond. And regardless of the scheme that we have on stage, I hope this is the point that we reach all together.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause to Antonio Laudani and Alex Braga.